For those of you guys who don't know who I am, my name is Felicia. I'm a full-time photographer based in Detroit, Michigan. And today we're actually going to be talking about how I actually make money as a photographer. You guys probably only see what I post on Instagram and stuff like that, which is mostly the fun stuff. But you guys ask me all the time, how do I actually make money? And that's what we're going to talk about today. This is definitely not going to be some spammy video about how to make money quick or how to get rich quick with photography. This is just going to be me sharing my thoughts of how I was able to make a full-time living out of photography for the past 3 years. I think you guys would actually be surprised that it's not just all taking photos. And so with all that said, let's get into it. By far the number one way that I earn money right now is wedding photography. And I've actually never even posted or even advertised any of my wedding work. Every wedding that I've ever booked has all been through word of mouth and been through friends of friends. And when I used to work at my corporate job, that is actually what started it. All of the people there were all like between the ages of 20 and 30, and they were all getting married, having kids. One person used me to shoot their wedding, and then once they used those photos and were posting them and started referring me, it was kind of a snowball effect from there, and then I really started to see the clients coming in. The number one reason that I love wedding photography is because how stable the income can be. Most of the time people are booking their weddings a couple years in advance, and you know how many weddings that you have. So going into 2020, I already know how much money that I'm gonna make just with weddings, so you can kind of plan accordingly from there. And I actually really enjoy shooting weddings. I'm more of a photojournalistic style photographer at weddings, and so there's something about people trusting you to be, the photographer for the most important day of their life that I just love. So yeah, I have no problem shooting weddings. Some people complain and say that they only do it when they started, but for me, it's been a great source of income and also just so much fun. I know that weddings might sound daunting or really scary at first. My first few weddings were all people that I knew. As long as they know that you haven't really done it before or you're just starting out, and you let them know that so there's not as much pressure on you, that definitely really helps. Once you get a couple under your belt and you get a better portfolio and you just get a better idea of how weddings kind of go, and you can start to anticipate moments as they happen, they become a lot easier and a lot more fun to shoot. So yeah, that is one of my major ways that I make money right now. And that leads me to my second way that I make money, which is actually social media management. Not social media marketing, but social media management, which basically just as it sounds, managing other people's social media accounts. So basically I will cover all of the posting, all of the captions, all of the hashtags, all of the tagging, all of that stuff that business owners don't really want to deal with. That's what I do for them. And basically I view it as a convenience thing. I grew up on social media, so I would like to think that I know it pretty well. I was able to grow a decent following on Instagram. It's not big, but it was all organic and it was all done just purely by posting. And that's what I do for 2 companies right now, actually. I experimented with trying to have more. I was like, I want 10 or 15 different clients. I quickly realized that that is definitely not the way to go. It probably sounds easy as I'm explaining. I'm not gonna say exactly how much I make, but in a ballpark, it can be anywhere from like a couple hundred, $300 to $400, all the way to a couple $1,000s per month. And both of those clients are on a contract where it's reoccurring. So I, again, know that I'm guaranteed that money every single month, no matter if I don't get any other photography jobs. So one of these clients, I basically only do their posting. They send me photos that they have already taken by another photographer, and I go through those and I pre-schedule out posts, and I post those every single day on their social media. My other client, I basically manage all of their social media. I am basically their social media team. It's actually a cannabis dispensary in Detroit. I'm not gonna mention which one yet. I will be able to start sharing that soon now that it just became recreational in Detroit. And with that, I basically go in once a week and I take all of the photos of their new product, new flower, and I go home and I edit those. I get posts ready, prepared, and I post those on social media every single day. So their Facebook, their Instagram, their Twitter, they have other platforms. There's all types of stuff that I do behind the scenes, as well as the photos that I do for them are not just your typical product photos. So it's actually a lot more time consuming, so I spend a lot more time on that client, and it's a lot more involved with them as well. We go back and forth with feedback. I see them once a week, and it's a lot more of a collaboration. And if you think about it, every single business, product, anything that you're trying to sell, they need to be on social media right now. So everybody's gonna need somebody to run their social media. And like I said before you get too excited, it really is a lot of work, and you really wanna make sure that you're working with the right clients, because if you don't set your expectations right and you don't have the contract set in place and let them know exactly what you're gonna be doing, they're gonna expect you to do all of these other things that you didn't agree to, and you're gonna be way in over your head. So yeah, it's definitely a lot more than just posting on social media, but like I said, that is probably the second biggest way that I make money. And again, that is reoccurring every single month. This has been the biggest game changer for me in terms of stabilizing my income and being able to really see where I'm at and know that I'm gonna be okay. Even if I don't get any other jobs in the entire month, I know that I have that income every month. So as long as you set your pricing right and you set yourself up that way, it's a great way to make it's definitely not passive income, but it's definitely guaranteed income. So those are the two main ways that I actually make money right now. The third way that I make money right now is actually through the commercial and like architecture shoots. It's kind of I was trying to separate these into categories and it's really hard, but basically what I mean is like buildings in Detroit. So I do a lot of photos for what used to be called Cobo Center, which is now called TCF Center. I do photos for them. The Penobscot building, stuff that I did for the Downtown Detroit partnership with the Christmas tree lighting. And in all honesty, really what this is they're looking for like those hero shots of their buildings or the banger shots of their building. So that is something that I actually love doing. And all of these clients basically found me through social media. They saw my photos of Detroit and how much I was consistently posting photos of the city, and that's how they found me. They basically, almost every single one of them referenced, hey, we saw your work on Instagram, we love what you're doing. And then from that, we built a relationship from there, which then turned into me doing work for them. All right, so another way that I actually make money is through product photos. And just recently, Andrew has really gotten into this and he's been killing it recently with this. And if you think about it, literally every single product needs a photo. Every single product here and on that shelf, everything around me and on us, this hat, this hoodie, this mouse, this memory card, all of this stuff needs product photos to be able to sell it. So any of these products are a potential client. Or at least that's just the way that I think about it. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. And with this, it could be like a studio setting portrait shoot where it's like a classic white or black backdrop. Or it could be more of a lifestyle shot where it shows the product kind of in a natural environment and is just not in a studio setting. And right now, we're basically kind of focusing on the CBD and the cannabis products just because that's kind of the clients that I have right now. But I've also done tons of product shoots for like Little Caesars. I've shot watches. I've shot sparkling water. I literally shot photos of a pie crust. I'm not joking. I'll see if I can put the photo up on the screen. This was so much more difficult than you would expect, but that's just an example of something so simple that I got paid to take photos of. I've also shot photos of ice cream, of frozen pizza, of all types of random products that you would never think of. But that's what I mean about how every product really does need a photo. But basically, there's just so much opportunity that product photos can be a great way to make money, and it's also relatively easy to get started. You don't need too much to start. All right, and then another way that I actually make money is through events. So that can be anything from, like, I shot the auto show, I shot Movement one year. I actually do a lot of like baptisms and bat mitzvahs and stuff like that. I know they might not sound pretty, but event photography actually pays pretty well. It's because you're shooting in like a photojournalistic style for almost the entire event, and some of these events can be like 4, 5, 6 hours long, and standard like event photography rates are like $100 to $200 an hour. So times that by 6 hours, and if you're doing a couple of those a week, it can turn into really good money. So the next way that I make money is through portrait sessions, just plain old-fashioned how it all started. This can be mostly engagement shoots for me, and I do a lot of senior shoots too. And I also do some photos for other creatives and other artists or business owners. So those are all things to think about as well. Everybody needs photos of themselves, so start with people that you know. So those are the main ways that I make money. I'm going to go through a couple more here that are very sporadic and you can't really rely on them. But one of those is print sales. So I actually do sell a lot of prints. It's not a lot, but I sell at least a couple a month, and during the holidays around Christmas or stuff like that, I tend to sell a lot more. And those are just for sale on my website, and I think that most of this is honestly through Facebook. I used to post a lot on Facebook. That's where I feel like my original following was. And I would always put the link to my website after every photo, and people click on it and people buy prints all the time. And I also sell these at art shows. I didn't do as many this year as I would have liked to, but I used to do at least 3 or 4 shows a year where I go and I put my photos on a gallery wall, and then I also sell smaller prints. I also go to like art fairs in the Eastern Market here in Detroit. It's kind of like a farmer's market where anybody can go and set up a booth. I've done it there plenty of times, which is a great way to make money as well. And that's also another way to meet a lot of clients, is going to those farmers markets, taking a bunch of cards from people, and then asking them if they need photos, or introducing yourself yourself in person, and just making connections in person is so important. And another way that I make money also is through image licensing, which is probably one of my favorite ways to make money, because usually this is a photo that you've already taken and someone just contacts you basically saying, hey, we love this photo and we want to license it from you. And an example of that would be the Detroit Tigers, which is huge. I can't believe that happened to me. This happened a few years ago actually, but they just emailed me one day and were like, hey, we really love this photo and we would love to use it for a marketing campaign that we have going up. How much are you going to charge? And I had absolutely no idea what to charge, and thank goodness I did some research and I asked some mentors. I actually asked Joe, Camera Jesus. If you don't follow him, go follow him right now. But I asked him his opinion, and thank God I talked to him, because I had no idea how much money those photos could be worth, and I ended up actually getting the job and I got paid the right amount for it, and I was super stoked. That was probably my highest paying job in one job so far, so that was huge. It could be something big like that, but it also could just be somebody that reaches out to you and wants to use your photos on their website. So it can be a huge multitude of things, and this is why you hear photographers get upset when you hear people giving away their photos for free for stuff like this, because this used to be a way to make really good money. People needed photos for their websites and they would pay big money for it, and they still do if you can find the right clients, but a lot of people are just able to get their pictures for free now, so they don't want to pay big money, but they are out there. You just have to find them. And another way that I make money, which is a small way, but is through affiliate links. So actually at the bottom of this, in the description of this video, there's all the links to all of my photography gear that I use. And anytime somebody clicks those links, it takes them to Amazon. And even if they don't buy that product, but anything that they purchase on Amazon in the past 24 hours, I get a small commission from. And again, this is something that's very sporadic. You can't rely on it. I don't really get a lot of this, but when you do, it can be a decent amount of money if someone's buying something as big as a camera. It's a great way to just make passive income for basically just referring products. I also can do this with any type of program that has an affiliate program. B&H has one, certain hotels have one, credit cards have, any type of thing where you can refer somebody and get some type of kickback is technically a way that you can make money. So it's not a lot of money, but it does add up over time. And another way that I've made money in the past year, just recently I started doing this, is actually through like sponsorships or advertisements on Instagram. So brands like Volkswagen and NASCAR and Verizon are the only 3 brands that I've done sponsorships with so far. And like I said, it kind of comes and goes, and again, this can vary anywhere from a couple $100s to, again, thousands of dollars just to make one post or one video or whatever it might be. And I'm pretty lucky to be able to get these sponsorships with having a relatively small Instagram following. I think I'm about to hit 12,000 followers here soon, which isn't very big compared to many people out there. So that should be proof that you don't need a huge following to be able to do these sponsorships. You just need the right following and the right engagement. But again, it's very sporadic, and this just randomly happened in the past few months. These happened, so I have no idea when I'm going to get another one or if I'll even get another one. So you cannot rely on it. And another way that I actually make money is through real estate photography. I don't do it a ton anymore, but when I first started, I was doing this all the time because I had a couple friends that were realtors, and once you do a couple and again they see the photos, it can kind of just be like a snowball effect. And it's also something that you can kind of scale once you get going with it and you know that you're known for being the real estate person. It's pretty easy to scale from there. And yeah, that's basically it in terms of how I make money. I'm trying to think if there's something that I'm forgetting, and I'm sure I am leaving something out, but that's basically the gist of it. So hopefully you guys got something out of it. Hopefully you guys realized how I'm able to make money and how I'm able to make this a full-time living. And maybe it even inspired you guys to try some of this stuff out for yourself, or at least know what type of clients are out there and what your options even are. And the first step in all of this is honestly just knowing your ideal client, which is something that I struggled with in the beginning so much. So in the beginning, do it all. Like I just listed all those things, do all of those, and then you'll start to learn what you like and don't like doing the most. So I am planning to make a whole nother video all about how I was able to get these clients and how you guys can try to get clients in the beginning when you're starting off with photography. I should have included it in this video, but honestly it would have been like 40 minutes long had I done that. So I just wanted to hop on here really quick and get this video out. I'm actually heading to California with my mom. We are leaving, today is actually Wednesday. We leave on Saturday. We fly out to Vegas. I think that the next videos you guys see will actually be in California. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments, and let me know if this was actually helpful for you guys. I have no idea if what I'm doing on here is actually helping you guys or not. So please let me know down below if it is helping you guys, and ask if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments as well. But alright, so yeah, that's it. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hit the like button if you like this video. It really does help the channel reach more people. Subscribe for more photography videos. Have a great week, and I'll see you guys in the next one for another video. Peace.